Everybody, we are back again after a much improved performance, I shall say, today. And it was of prime importance that we needed to get the job done since Sevilla slipped up against Osasuna last night. It was mad if you guys were following the game because Rakitic got a pen in the 93rd minute, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
and his penalty was saved, which I think was a crucial turning point in the title race because if they won, they would have been just 1 point behind us, and like we needed to capitalize. What did you guys think about today's performance? Was it vastly improved from the loss against Bilbao and the previous draw in the league?
Okay, I'll go first. For me, I didn't really notice much of a difference, to be honest, in the beginning. For
Mm,
me, I would say personally that it was a lot of the same. But I
mm,
think starting Isco was better because last game, if I remember, Asensio was starting as the false nine, whatever that was, because I didn't think he played as a false nine. But yeah, whatever you want to
people were
call it.
mocking him as a false player. Like, do you think that is warranted after tonight?
No, today I think Asensio was much better. You know,
Yeah.
because today I think especially in the second half, Asensio was playing as if Carlo had told him that you are our goal scorer, so just get into positions from where you can score. You know.
Yeah.
So in the
Mhm.
second half you could notice that, but in the first half I thought we were like a little bit less. You know, like you said pre-game, I think it was a little bit sleepy performance.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall from the Bilbao game, I didn't really notice much of a difference. If anything, I thought we were a bit weaker defensively because of Marcelo.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I remember
honestly,
the one long ball during the first 10 minutes, I guess. Marcelo was tracking back and he was
yeah,
nowhere to be seen. Like he was totally left in no man's land. Yeah, go
exactly,
ahead.
exactly. You remember the last episode we were talking about this, like would Nacho play or would Marcelo play? I think all
Yeah.
of us wanted Nacho to play. So
Mhm.
I was kind of like I wasn't actually surprised because we all know how Carlo is and
Yeah.
his loyalty towards his players from the first tenure.
Mhm.
But I think personally Nacho should have started instead of Marcelo.
But
On the
Marcelo
attack,
wasn't that shabby though. Like he had some iffy moments, but he was good
I think
tonight.
he was good in offense, but
Yeah.
in defense he gave us a
But
trouble.
that's the old Marcelo, something like it, at least.
Yeah. But for me personally, I think we also have to look towards the other games, right? So coming ahead, it's Villarreal, and we're not sure if Mendy is going to be back. If
Mhm.
Mendy is back, then all's good. But if he's not, we would rather want Nacho to have some form because personally, like I'm not comfortable Marcelo starting against Villarreal as left back. So
Mm.
So overall, I thought the game highlighted some points like the attack still needs work. That's the main thing that we take away from this game, I think, personally.
Farouk.
Actually, for me, I think I would say there was be a bit of difference, like as Mo actually pointed out in the end, like the attack still needs a bit of work. But actually, for me, I personally feel like even in the Bilbao game, even with Benzema playing, most likely would have lost the game. But like at least today, like there were some moments where you could actually see, okay, like these guys will try to create some things, like at least be in good positions and actually not like half chances with shots from outside of the and all that. Like we actually had a bit of like better chances today. And yeah, I think as Mo pointed out, the defense was a bit weak because I think in the Bilbao game, the only thing we could actually see was that the defense was good, like the centre back pairing was good, and like I don't know. And actually, if you guys could recall, actually I talked about would we want Alaba to play as a fullback or as a centre back in the previous episode, and I think either Mo or Sonid was saying, nah, you guys like they should maintain the pairing, and actually I do believe that after I watched the Bilbao game, like it's way much more better to have like Militao and Alaba as both CV instead of making Alaba as a left back, because like that was just pure garbage, to be honest. It was just and I don't know, man, really like Carlos selections these days make okay, actually it's not these days, like it's always been like this, because I could actually immediately after watching the Bilbao game, the thing that came to mind was this. I think there was an episode we did after like Vinicius scored the wonder goal against Sevilla. And then like Suede was asking like what was that? Because like it was at the Bernabeu, if I'm not mistaken, and like we literally camped in our house for 90 minutes and we were just waiting to counter.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were like saying it's because like, okay, you went to like Bilbao, you're in Bilbao, you're at the Samanes, and like it's not an easy place to go. And I'm like, this has been the blueprint against Barcelona, against Athletes, to a certain extent against Atletico Madrid, and to other teams. And I recall I think we came to a conclusion that like barring the barring the Vinicius wonder goal against Sevilla, it would have been a garbage performance from Real Madrid. You understand?
Yeah.
So the point was now time caught up with us because eventually you could just can't keep like inviting pressure and hoping to break. The only way breaking is if your midfielders keep performing week in, week out, and that's impossible for sure. That's impossible. So the point is, okay, we're all crying that we need like a ball playing midfielder. The point is that Casemiro has never been this, and we've all known this since 2013, since 2012. Everyone knows that Casemiro is not a ball playing midfielder. But the point is that you shouldn't put Casemiro in the situation where he has to play the ball. So that's the problem, you know?
Exactly.
I don't know, man. But anyways, yeah.
But you know, the thing is, like, once we start playing the counter-attacking football, I think the defensive midfielder has to be someone who can play the ball, because the defensive midfielder is the key guy to initiate the counter-attacks, right? So it's like
you got to beat the press and make a good pass.
Actually,
exactly.
Sorry, I want to say something. This like the point is that okay, like I am no like football expert or stuff like that, but I'm always thinking like this: like, are we looking at it wrongly? Like, is it like, do you need a ball playing midfielder or a line breaking midfielder, like a box to box midfielder? For example, like I don't know, like Fede Valverde, you can see, for example, like he's a box to box midfielder, which means that this is someone who can break a press and move away with the ball and immediately give a cross side pass to the wing, which is Vinicius or Rodrigo or wherever it is. You understand? But the point is that even if you have a ball playing midfielders on that much press, I think he might not survive. I think you need a line breaking midfielder. I don't know, like if you go to like maybe Liverpool with Gini Ronaldo and something like this, I think even like at Milan, there's a guy I like a lot. Maybe it's just bias, like Ismail Benassar, the Algerian also. I feel like he's also someone who does this. Like rather than being a ball player, like he's a ball carrier, someone who can break the lines, who can evade the press.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way, but I actually felt like rather than someone playing the ball, someone breaking the press.
I think the key thing here is not to get caught up in the labels, right?
Yeah.
The important thing is like what qualities do these players have? I think the most important quality that these players need to have when you are playing at the top of the box as a DM, especially in a counter-attacking system, is the fact that they need to be able to break the press, get away from their opponents, and be able to make a cross pass or switch pass. You know, so I think that somebody who used to do this really well was Xabi Alonso for Real Madrid under Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
So those are the qualities that we need. You know. And I think somebody who does have the qualities at Real Madrid currently is Antonio Blanco. But the thing is, like, Ancelotti for some reason doesn't really trust him, and he doesn't want to play him, whatever be that reason, you know.
Even I don't think he's cut out to play in the very big games. Not yet, by far. But let me tell you.
But against teams like Granada, I think he's ready to play, right?
Probably, but I don't know. We got to see a lot more of Antonio Blanco.
We saw Camavinga today, right? The fact is, like, we are shoehorning him into a DM, right? The fact is, like, his best performance today came when he pushed further up the field. When he was playing upfield, you could see, exactly. And when we were playing him in the DM position, we couldn't see the best of him. So for me personally, I think, going back to Farouk's point, these are the qualities we need.
But since like most of the football fans, we have like very tainted memory, or maybe we look at stuff differently as the results come by, because in my opinion, Casemiro was never really the greatest passers of the ball, like one of the greatest passers of the ball, but he always had the adequate amount of quick thinking and quick feet to get out of tight positions and find a pass. Like no matter how great it is, how line breaking it is, but he managed to find a pass. That's how we won the three-peat. He was instrumental in all of them. Like
I think the key point to remember in all of this is the fact that who were the players surrounding Casemiro? On one side, he had Sergio Ramos, he had Marcelo, he had Toni Kroos. On the other side, he had Luka Modric, Varane, and Pepe, and Carvajal. So all of these people, they were capable of helping him out, absorb the press. The current lineup, Alaba is good with the ball. Kroos is still there, but Kroos doesn't have the same, athleticism that he used to. So it's not always possible for him to get into positions that can help rescue, Casemiro. And the fact is, like, Mendy, for all his defensive qualities, is not really good when it comes to the offensive end of the game. So I think these sort of things have sort of created an atmosphere in which Casemiro is getting exposed, more than he used to before. That is just my take.
Actually, teams have realized controversial thinking though. After I watched the Bilbao game, I felt like maybe I personally overestimated our team. Like I got carried away. Like there was this thing like Zlatan said, like when he was at Paris, like the fans used to go and eat caviar, and then when they come to the pitch, they expect so much because caviar is like the one of the highest rated fish out there. So I feel like, you get carried away, because the point is like when you sit back and, realize everything that happened before, like this is what has been happening over and over again, like we've just been playing, sitting back, soaking up the pressure, hitting on the counter, hoping for Benzema to do something and Vinicius as well. And it's something that has been happening over and over. But I think we've been so successful at doing this that I think I personally got carried away and I actually thought we're better than we are. But actually, after watching the Bilbao game, because to be honest, like I just felt like even if Benzema had played, man, like what's gonna change? I feel like, to be honest, personally, I didn't feel there was gonna be anything that changes, because I felt the point is, if you're looking for a goal and you have Jovic and Bale and Hazard on the bench, they might all be useless. But if you feel that even Isco is much more useful than these guys, I'm sorry, but I can't buy this. To be honest, that's just it. It was just so depressing, man. Really.
For me personally, I think a key point to notice here is the fact that why were we so defensive against Bilbao, and why were we you said that you noticed the difference today from the Bilbao game, right? Yeah. For me personally, the difference was the fact that at the Bilbao game, Isco was not starting. Today, Isco started. Problem against Bilbao was the fact that whenever Casemiro and not Casemiro, whenever Modric and Kroos got the ball, they were sort of confined to our own half space, our own defensive half space. And the fact is that they could not play the ball outside to anybody else, because Vinicius was getting marked. Asensio, I don't know what he was playing. To quote Sunil, he was being a false footballer. But the thing is, like, when Isco came on, he provided that outlet. And that is the sort of the role that Benzema plays, When we are discussing about our midfield, we often forget that there is a fourth midfielder who's not actually a midfielder, and that's Karim Benzema. He has the ability to drop back, and provide an outlet. So I think that is what differentiates us when Benzema is playing and when Benzema is not playing. So I think if Benzema had played against Bilbao, the game would have been different. And even today, because Isco played, I think we were a lot more fluid compared to what we did in the Bilbao game.
Well, actually, for me personally, like I'm not like making a dig at Isco. Don't misunderstand. What I'm trying to just point out is like here, the game is like in the 70th minute, in the 88th minutes, you're looking for a goal, and you're bringing out Isco, who is never been the most prolific person. You understand? And you're bringing out Vinicius, who is your most prolific player, and you're bringing out Isco, who is more of like, I can't say like a space creator or stuff like that. You understand? And like he can create things, but who's gonna be at the end of the things he creates? So I'd rather you bring on like a Lukovic and just keep bombarding the 18 and whatever happens, or bring out a Gareth Bale and just keep pumping the ball up forward and see if he can catch one of them. That's just it.
I think the reason why Carlo brought in Isco is the fact that before that we couldn't even get out of our own half.
Yeah.
And when Isco came on, that's when the game changed. That's when we started getting out, and that's when we were able to take the ball to the opposition half. And I think an interesting thing that Carlo said in his press conference was the fact that he was waiting to make changes in the extra time. I thought Carlo got it wrong there, because you don't really need to be waiting for the extra time. You should be concentrating on the time that you have, But he was for some reason waiting, and then he said that probably he would have brought on Hazard and Ceballos in the extra time. So for whatever reason that was, I think bringing on Isco at that time was the right decision. But then he probably needed to make another change, maybe bring on Bale or somebody. Yeah, as far as Bale goes, I don't know what's wrong with him. I personally think that Carlo has fallen out.
Let's not waste time talking about non-factors here. But today, to begin with, how massive was Thibaut Courtois like at the first half, and the amount of saves he had to make? Like,
the thing is, like, I think we often discuss this, and even when we did the player ratings episode, we said that there were three players. Like, I remember saying that there were three players who I would give 10 out of 10 to. One was Benzema, one was Vinicius, and the third was Thibaut Courtois. So I think it's like today we only went with one of our three pillars, and I think he really came through for us.
Was immense. Like I wonder, I wonder what happens to the team when he has an eventual off day, which goalkeepers tend to have more than any other player on the field. Like I just
hope he doesn't have this season. Yeah, I don't know how. Hope.
Yeah, like I really hope our team does enough to bail him out in situations like these. And like I'm really surprised earlier when Farooq was saying that he got carried away with how our teams were grabbing results. But like I've been always very adamant to never get carried away, because I always was banging on the point about, if we are without Benzema and Vinicius, we look clueless in the attack. Like we don't know who to give the ball to, who to there's no reference point in our attack without them two. And It was so evident at San Mamés and even tonight. Like
I would
until
say that
Valverde came on, like I didn't know what was going on.
I think it was more
Like
evident against Bilbao because of the fact that Asensio was.
for sure.
I don't know what Asensio was doing, but I think today when Isco played, there was some sort of an outlet dynamism, and in the second half, Asensio started taking better positions, goal scoring
Yeah.
positions, and
Isco had a brilliant first time left foot volley in the box, which was saved point blank.
yeah, I
Like Isco
remember
had
that
some
one.
good moments. Like I can't fault him for tonight's performance. But it's so shocking, man. Like a team of our stature, the biggest club in the world, has come down to bare bones. And even when down to bare bones, we have people who earn 500k, 600k a week on the bench nonchalantly. Like it's so bad, and we give credit to Carlo where it's due, but it's things like these when these guys are like out of the door come May, but like in when we're in dire straits like these, like they should be look to be called upon and help us out
I
because
remember
it's
today
not for
reading
Asensio's
today.
goal.
I remember reading today, like one of the analysts, they were saying that the fact is that Carlo Ancelotti probably has a decision to make. The decision is, are these players, are players like Bale and others, are they committed enough to be the best version of themselves? The reason that he's not putting them on is because probably they are not.
They're
So I think
probably
that is,
not, but it's the manager's job and the coaching staff's job to bring them
I
to be on
mean,
the
this
same
issue has
page.
persisted since Zidane, right?
Of
Gareth
course,
Bale, and even before that, even Solari had this problem with these players.
even though it persisted and whatnot, like it's not like we can just like how long are we gonna keep giving it a blind eye until shit hits the fan?
I
Like
mean, I mean, the thing is, like, even Jose Mourinho, when Bale went to Spurs, had an issue with him. So at the end of the day, I think at this point, especially with like 3 or 4 months left, I think, like you said, that we just have to give up on Bale. He's not a part of the team.
hmm,
But then
fair.
what,
I wanted to
like my question now becomes is how did you get Isco motivated? Like he's also in the same boat. He has like less than 6 months left on his contract. But then my point is actually for like it's not about Bale, or like for me it's not Bale or it's not Isco rather. It's Jovic and Hazard, to be honest, because I just keep wondering like what are these guys doing in training that the point is that you get like a youngster called up from the academy and he's most likely, when they're saying like there's going to be a surprise in the 11 and we're actually thinking he's going to start ahead of both Jovic and Hazard. I don't know, man. It's just I keep wondering like what do these guys do in training? But then that's something else. Well, actually, what I'd actually like to ask you guys now is this: like, okay, potentially next year we're getting Mbappe and maybe Haaland. Like, would you guys actually entrust Ancelotti to lead these guys?
I mean, why not? Like, Ancelotti is as
Yes,
good as
I
anyone.
wouldn't. To be honest, I wouldn't. I don't know if there's a coach out there, someone who is better, but to be honest, I wouldn't like want to come and sit down and be watching. Okay, like it's been effective so far. Like I said, like I got carried away, like playing 90 minutes behind the ball, soaking up the pressure, just hitting up one of the field.
There's a huge difference. There's a very significant difference, Farooq, that you're missing. People like Bale, people like Hazard, they've done it all, won it all. People like Mbappe and Haaland, they have a point to prove, and they have their best years ahead of them, and they wouldn't waste it just because of ego and their preferential.
No, I'm talking about the coaching, man. I'm talking about would you like trust Ancelotti with this guys? Like, would you entrust him with this guys?
Of course, I will, because he has the CV to have handled the biggest egos of all time. Like I don't know how he handled the dressing room of AC Milan at their prime, and they had even bigger stars than we did. Like,
Bro, it's not about that, man. AC Milan of the past days, man. Those guys were playing to slaughter people, man. They were killing you guys, man. They were like literally playing phone football.
but they were footballers with the egos as well.
We're literally packing the bus for 90 minutes and just hitting one and it goes over the top 2, 3 times, 4 times, and we score. That's just it. Like we have players who are in the forms of their lives in terms of Benzema and Vinicius. The point is, are we going to keep repeating the same garbage with Mbappe and Erling Haaland as well? Just keep hitting it up and keep scoring.
I never vouched for Carlo Ancelotti to be the second coming of Pep
You can win the biggest trophies with this style of play you get. But for me, like I'm more of a football romantic. I would rather see 10 passes and scoring into an empty goal than having moment of individual brilliance like Asensio did today. Because the point was today, it was just moment of individual brilliance.
I'm just baffled, but because like, have you been supporting the same team we have? Because Real Madrid has never been the team to play the most, like wax lyrical football of all.
Even under Mourinho, I think we were playing counter-attacking, man. But did you see the kind of counter-attacking we were doing under Mourinho? Like that was like pure sexy football, man. That was like pure.
I'll tell you that was at its peak for 1 year. You knew how it unraveled.
Even 2017 with Zidane, 2016 even with Zidane, it was very good football.
I think the key aspect that we're missing in this is the fact that why are we playing this style of football, right? The thing is, like, our midfield cannot play the kind of football that some players want. Carlo Ancelotti has adapted to the style of football. Carlo Ancelotti is not playing defensive counter-attacking football because he wants to. He's playing it because he needs to. This is the style of football that can get the best out of players like Modric, Casemiro, and Cruz, because as we know, they're not in their prime. They cannot press as high as they used to. So you have to give them certain leeway. So I think this is the style that works best for us right now. If next year better players come, I probably think there will be a slight change in our style.
Because the point is, when you keep playing someone who is 37 every day for the past 6 months, of course, obviously you need to give him time. Like you need to try to like the point. That's to be honest, like I'm not the best like Camavinga fan, but the point is there is someone named Camavinga. If you don't forget it, okay, you don't like Valverde, I get it. Like Fede is shit to you, okay. At least
he's not shit. What did I say?
At least give the boy a chance to show that he can do the thing.
To be honest, was good. Fede, I'm just coming on to Fede. Like, how do you think he was coming off the bench? For me, he was really good. Like, I have no idea what Lahore was smoking. Like I want to actually publicly come outside and fucking apologize, because, like, even a man who doesn't have his eyes would see that. Like, Valverde is just his motion in trying to get away from the tackle. Like, he stopped the play claiming that it was a foul. It was a fucking elbow from Fede, which it clearly wasn't. What did you guys think about that decision? Like, if he didn't call back the play, that's a fucking goal straight away.
Yeah, and actually, I thought like he was supposed to let the play go on and then like check with VAR.
Wait for the fucking VAR, bro. Like,
the thing with Antonio Martelahoz is the fact that he wants to insert himself into games, right? We all know this. Like, everybody who watches La Liga knows the fact that this guy,
he is the Mike Dean of La Liga.
He was on the verge of retirement, wasn't he? He was going to retire at the end of last season. Like, he was.
That was a rumor. That was not true.
What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? These guys need to be fucking sent away with.
I mean, it's not just the Valverde thing. Even if you watch the other calls that he made, especially the penalty, like, I don't know what others felt, but for me, I failed to see what he was calling for.
That was never a penalty, like.
And then later on, when you realize the contact was outside the box, like steps over, like it was quite comfortably outside the box. So, and then this guy just called it the penalty. So I think the fact is, like, with Matteo Lahoz, you need to expect some bewildering decisions, So you just need to go in with that expectation.
It is part of his MO, unfortunately. Yeah. We got to deal with it. But yeah, Valverde was a very much needed spark in our midfield, like when he came on. What do you guys think about Hazard and Jovic's introduction? I felt like they were okay today. They weren't really poor.
I think immediately after they were introduced, like they had like a 1-2 touch move.
Yeah.
Like Jovic finished actually. Yeah, he was okay. He was okay.
Yeah, for me as well, I think it's like the point is, like, I agree with Farouk where he says that Carlo needs to play Fede more, because I think Cruz, Casemiro, and Valverde is a viable midfield three that we should be looking to exploit. Apart from that, I think Fede played well today, and even when Jovic and Hazard came on, I thought they provided a certain bit of verticality, and I think overall our play improved with them. The pace of our play improved. So yeah, I was kind of happy with those introductions. I was happy. The happiest thing that I was the fact that Carlo used all 5 of his substitutes. Otherwise, he just uses 2 or 3, and that's sort of disappointing.
Finally, like, I know he's under immense. Like, I think he knows he's under immense pressure if he doesn't keep getting results. But the other thing was how happy I was for Asensio. Like, his goal came after so much persistence, I think, from his side, because he was always positive, always heads up, looking for options, looking for a chance, for a shot at the goal. Like, if it wasn't for the keeper, I think he would have had a comfortable hat trick tonight.
Yeah, for me, the thing is like the best thing about Asensio today was the fact that he was trying to be the option. He was like, he was telling everybody, let me. He was getting into positions, and
Yeah,
being an option
and the
for
way he
everybody to pass to
celebrated
him.
+25, like how much it meant to him.
Yeah,
Fucking took
exactly.
the shirt off. It wasn't the 90th minute. It wasn't the fucking Champions League final. It was against Granada at home, but the goal, like, it meant so much to him.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact is, like, he was, like you said, he was very positive today. And the fact is that he was trying to take the game to the opponent. He was trying to
That's what we
take
need.
control of the game,
That's what
and
we need. That's infectious.
yeah, and that is what we want to see from him, right?
Mm.
That is what we want more from him.
That grit is so infectious that it revitalizes the team.
Yeah,
Like, we lose that when we lose Vinicius and Benzema, and I'm glad Asensio stepped up tonight. Like, it was
I think this is the sort of performance Carlo was expecting from him against Bilbao. But today, playing him out wide and asking him to take positions that from which he's comfortable scoring goals was the best thing that Carlo did, in my opinion.
Rodrigo, like, how did you guys think he was? People were calling for his head. Like, I don't get it. Like, what is he supposed to do? Like, he had some bright moments, but he can't do all on himself. Like,
I think with Rodrigo, there is this issue. I think he's a little bit hesitant. The thing is, like, he's not exactly sure what he's supposed to do. That's the feeling that I get. Sometimes
I've seen much worse headless chickens, but Rodrigo, like, I've always felt like he had that knack to make the right decision somehow.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, every time we see Rodrigo play is alongside Benzema, right? And somehow the feeling that I'm getting watching these players play without Benzema is the fact that Benzema is sort of marshalling them, telling them where to be.
Yeah.
And without him, they are missing that. So the decision-making part is the biggest weakness for me.
People are saying we need to cash in on Rodrigo. Do you guys think it's harsh?
Nah,
yeah, it's harsh.
It's very harsh.
It's harsh, right? Like, he has a good future.
If we listen to people, the fact that Courtois would be playing for some other team, Vinicius would be on loan, Rodrigo would not be part of Real Madrid, Benzema would probably be playing for Arsenal or whatever. So.
Oh, okay, fair. You need to get that in, eh? Always. Smile, please. So, yeah, we got the job done. It was immense that we did it tonight. Considering Barca won against Atleti in a high scoring fixture, and
I was actually surprised with Barcelona's performance. The thing is, like, a lot of people and a lot of Real Madrid fans don't want to hear this, but I think Barcelona has improved a lot under Xavi.
Yeah, so much. I watched the game. They were giving Atleti the taste of their old medicine, not their own medicine.
Exactly.
Like, it looked like Barca of the old, because Alves was having a field day. Alba the Rat was having a field day, which hurts me to the core. But, like, he was great tonight. Yeah, they're looking bright, man. They're looking bright, and Betis also lost, right? Like, tonight.
Yeah, Betis lost against Villarreal.
Yes, Villarreal, who we are playing next week. What do you guys think?
I think Villarreal is always a tough opponent, right? Especially given the fact that we drew them with them, in the reverse fixture. So yeah, I don't really know what.
This is the Ceramica.
So
the next fixture is at the Ceramica, right?
I'm actually not sure, because I remember I didn't watch
because the reverse fixture was at home, if I remember. 0-0.
Let me just check quickly. I think probably you're right. Yeah, it's at the Ceramica.
Yeah. It's gonna be peak. They're 6th in La Liga, and they'll be looking to nick at least a point away from us. And we gotta just getting the job done. Like,
if there's a
I don't think
that
if
there's a fixture that you expect Bale to come out all guns blazing, it's against Villarreal. Because somehow always he scores against Villarreal. So
he scored. I remember.
Yeah, I'll just let Farouk handle this one, but I just wanted to get in and
I don't know. To be honest, To be honest, also like I feel like Bale is a lost cause, man. So just forget about that. I just pray like Jovic gets his shit together and can put in.
The thing is like, from me, I don't know. Is this a sort of no romantic notion that whatever Bale does, I still have hope that somehow one day he'll show up and score a goal for Real Madrid.
Yeah, me too, man. Like I'm really hopeful that he gets to do something of significance before he calls it a day. Like at the Bernabeu. I really hope.
There were rumors in Spain again that Bale is retiring.
Being a romantic, man, the man doesn't just give a shit anymore, and that's just when someone is no longer motivated, like that's the end of it. When like one find the motivation, then that's just it. Like it's just all fuck shit and all that. And as Mo just pointed out earlier, like these guys have won everything. So to be honest, like you can't actually. I don't know. You can fault him, but on that point, you can feel like the guy has won everything, and like he's not someone who's very keen and like very crazy about football, like the likes of Cristiano and those guys. So
yeah,
he's what it is, man. Actually, for me, I don't really care about him anymore. I just feel like the other guys needs to step up really.
And what do you think of our chances against Villarreal next week?
Yeah, I think it's an away game, so I think like it suits Carlo Ancelotti's style of play very much. So I think if we can get Vinicius back, I think we have a much more better chance because I think most Benzema wouldn't play. But I feel good about our chances, to be honest. I feel good about our chances.
I think with Benzema, the fact is like Carlos said in his press conference that he expects that Benzema and Mendy will be back. But then there have been some reports, like I think Sunet also pointed out today, the fact that who was it, Phil Kitromilides or somebody? Yeah, the guy.
I think.
Yeah. So whatever, the guy said that Benzema probably misses PSG. For me, that would be very worrisome. So, but I'm hoping Carlo is right and Benzema comes back midweek.
Yeah, actually, now the thing now and again is that with the Champions League, the away goals don't count anymore. So I don't know. So that's also something.
But the thing is, like without Benzema, we'll be absolutely clueless. So.
Yeah, it's like,
oh my god,
it's just like two shit teams playing against each other, man. So it's just gonna be like a battle of shit, So
I think PSG actually did well today.
Yeah, man, they did well today. Obviously, everyone has an occasional team.
The thing with shit teams, bro. The thing with shit teams, you can brag all you want about how shit we both are, but they have much better quality on the pitch than us. Like
up front.
Up front is enough to win games.
Yeah, but the other places they're not better than us. I would say the only place they're better than is the up front.
Of course, definitely.
But the thing is, man,
like
I wouldn't be confident like our defense going up against Mbappe, fucking Neymar, and Messi.
Neymar, right? Well, Neymar is a late fitness. Actually, he's not sure yet.
I think Neymar is an issue. Sergio Ramos is an issue, but yeah, the other should be there. Yeah, but as long as we sit deep, I don't really know what Mbappe is going to do. So. Thankfully, we don't have PK in the center of defense. So.
Just for me, actually, I've just tempered my expectations a little bit. Let's just keep going slow and steady.
Oh yeah. So the realist is kicking in finally.
Just
glad to hear that. Glad to hear that.
Slow and steady and just get the league man in the bag at least. Give Marcelo a good send off. So yeah, that's something as well.
Yeah. What was Sunil saying today? He's going to be underwear model.
He's going to start modeling underwears apparently.
I didn't get it. What? Over?
He wrote in the group like he wants to retire with a trophy and start be an underwear model, right? Or an underwear model, rather.
Yeah, apparently that's what the Twitter handle told me. Like, like I don't have any, in the know.
Are you sure it was not a comedy Twitter handle or something, parody?
I have no idea what was that. Like, was it a troll? Like,
I'm not sure. The thing is, like, there's so many aggregators around. I'm not really sure which one is real and which one is just for comic relief.
Yeah, there's so much stuff being thrown around these days. But yeah, before we get to Park Day, Francis, we have this immensely important fixture against Villarreal. So, any final predictions from you guys?
Man, I think making predictions is a very risky business. As long as even it was risky for Nostradamus. So. For me personally, I'm not going to say anything, but I just hope we play well.
Fair.
I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory, man. Or 2-1 victory for you.
Okay, instant. Any final thoughts on our performance tonight against Granada? Like, anybody we missed out that you feel like?
All right, I think we covered pretty much everybody. Asensio was great. Asensio's goal was like out of this world. Apart from that, yeah.
Militao's nick was very crucial. In Asensio getting the time and space.
Yeah.
He was immense. Like I want to make this a point that I gotta hold my hands up and like give him his flowers because Militao has stepped up big time. Even at San Mames, he was mad. There was a block. I think it was in the first half or at the end of the first half or something. Like a
Man,
point block.
I wish you had said this at the end of the season. It's like now Militao is gonna be like, oh no, Sunil has given me the props, so I can sit back.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't understand English much.
Maybe he does, man. Don't underestimate him.
It's translation, man. He can get it
Oh,
translated.
maybe. Yeah. I hope he doesn't.
Militao hired a translator just to understand what Sunil is saying about.
Well, for important people, you gotta move some.
Yeah, exactly.
It just comes with the tag. But yeah, so good performance from the boys tonight. Even though we weren't at our best, we got the job done. And against Villarreal away, against Unai Emery, who knows a thing or two about how to keep it stale like he did last time. I think it's gonna be pretty tough. We gotta nick a goal somehow and then get the 3 points and get out.
Man, I still remember. I think it was a reverse picture. There were 9 VRL defenders around Benzema, so that's all you know how Unai Emery is gonna play this one.
They're gonna sit deep, very deep. We gotta pull something out of nothing to nick it. Like tonight, how Asensio found that little bit of space to turn and shoot. I hope we get something like that next week.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think that we have to most likely get not just one. I mean, we don't have to do a moment of magic once but twice, because most likely, I don't know. Because even if you guys could recall, like I think in the very first minute or in the very second minute, like Camavinga was performing the role of Casemiro, like he literally gave away the ball at the edge of the penalty. I don't know if you guys saw that. Actually, even
I remember.
Twitter was like actually saying that like Camavinga was in for Casemiro, and immediately he said that like he gave up the ball. But I feel like as long as we still have that kind of system of play, like someone is gonna give away the ball at the edge of the 18, and with Gerard Moreno, he's a very, very good striker. Actually, give props to him.
Yeah, very lethal. He doesn't need many chances to put one away. They have some very good players, man. Pau Torres.
For me personally, I'm just hoping Benzema and the others are back. That's all I want.
I don't think Benzema's back, but yeah, I like your optimism.
I hope they'll be back. I'm not saying they'll be back. I hope they'll be back.
We should be getting the job with or without them if we need to win this title. And like one final question before we wrap this up: who do you think is going to be the biggest threat going into the final quarter of the league season? Do you think it'll be Betis or do you think it'll be Sevilla?
Man, Betis is not even in the title race. Sevilla, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's Sevilla as well.
So you don't think Sevilla is going to fall off anytime soon?
I think they have a comfortable lead over whoever is third, because the fact is, like, as we were discussing before the show, Barcelona has a game in hand over Betis and they're only 2 points behind them. So and that game is against Rayo, who are shit away from home, and is at Camp Nou. So for me personally, I think Betis probably they should be concentrating on finishing 4th or 3rd. They're not challenging Sevilla for me.
Yeah, actually, I do feel like I think another important thing is like the adaptation of Anthony Martial might also be important. I think if
Martial can't do anything. I don't know why people.
You don't know, man. That's the thing. That's the thing about these guys. You don't know. That's it. Like he has the talent. The talent is there, but we don't know if he can produce.
Man, we know this guy is not doing anything. Trust me.
Like I just saw the.
I don't know.
Like I couldn't see the game, but I saw the highlights of Sevilla's 0-0 against Osasuna away, and there were like 2 or 3 very good positions. And Nesiri is 101.
Yeah.
There's Martial on the side to just cross box the ball, like just a 5-yard simple pass. That it's a tap in. He doesn't even look up. Like he's like, I'm not gonna fucking let him miss this chance. I'm gonna put this away.
The thing I'm trying to point out here is, the point is it's just the first game and like they're literally 6 points behind. So like what happens now is that when they play before us, they win. It's like 3 points, and like it's not pressure onto you. So like it's this kind of games, like I don't know, man. It sometimes brings the best out in someone, or it brings the worst out in someone. So it just depends on how Tony Martial can do. And the point is also like there's a World Cup to chase down, so like that's also a personal motivation for him to join in the French squad as well. So that's why I feel maybe that might also like take some prominence. But I think if he doesn't like catch up in a couple of months, I think
These promising people, right? These very okay. Let's end on this note. Okay, this is my word of wisdom for the day. Okay, so these upcoming promising superstars, right? Like they shouldn't have a contract stating a Ballon d'Or clause in it. Like no way in hell there should be something like that mentioned. It only adds like a 500 stack.
Man, don't take a shit. Don't take a shit on Tony Martial, man. He was the next.
No, I'm just telling you, bro. It just feeds their ego to such an extent that they think, oh my god, okay, these guys include a fucking Ballon d'Or contract. I'm just set. That's what happens to people, bro.
You know what I just thought? I thought Farouk was gonna say Anthony Martial is the next Kylian Mbappe, even before Kylian Mbappe.
He has some wild takes, right? He has some very wild takes. And when we make a segment on it, apparently he is, lip tied. Like he doesn't have shit to say. Suddenly he can't process his thoughts.
Well, in those segments you compare what was that guy named Firmino with Morata? It's dangerous.
It's not as dangerous as you make it seem. When people like Farouk is walking freely in broad daylight and saying random shit and getting away with it.
Nah, man, your shit is the most fucking shittiest thing I've ever heard, man.
Okay, fair. I guess I'll leave it up to the viewers to decide later. Gotta big up to the boys, and we just hope we keep this momentum going and get a positive result away at Villarreal next week. Any final thoughts?
No, that's it. I just say Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.